And just like that, the New York Knicks are up 1-0, taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round of the NBA playoffs as they came out victorious on the road because obviously they're the fifth seed taking on the fourth seed. The final score being 101-97, and this was a gritty game. There were some moments I'm like, both these teams can't hit a shot. You know, you have Jalen Brunson in foul trouble with 3 fouls. Julius Randle playing well in that first quarter, but eventually he does need rest. And when Mitchell was taking a little bit of a rest, it's just like, this is a gritty game. You know, you have guys bricking threes from beyond the arc, some hard fouls out there on the basketball floor. Both these teams are really physical. They both desperately wanted it. And I did not expect it to be kind of this type of game, that the New York Knicks would be up double digits at one point. Obviously, credit to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They went on a huge run in the fourth quarter when RJ Barrett had a very crucial turnover that obviously RJ Barrett ends up turning over the basketball, and they're able to get a bucket. Jalen Brunson, I believe a couple plays later, maybe one possession later, who was freaking awesome in this game, a rare mistake by Brunson. I thought it was honestly a kickball when they're able to force a turnover, throw it ahead to Cedi Osman, get a bucket, and I believe we had a stagnant patch offensively. Jared Allen was able to have this tip in, and they got a lead in this game, and they did not really have a lead much of this game. The New York Knicks were mostly in control of this basketball game on the road, and I'm sure their confidence is through the roof. The momentum's definitely on their side. When the Cleveland Cavaliers have home court advantage, you definitely want to take advantage of that, and the New York Knicks were able to really thrive in this game, which is insane, and it wasn't easy. It really wasn't easy, but the New York Knicks were able to hang in there. But this team just fully overcame adversity. When there's three minutes left, around 3 minutes left, when Jared Allen took that lead or helped the Cavs take that lead, that 2-point lead, this team just overcame adversity. You know, they just overcame adversity. Josh Hart's not known as this pop offensive player, but you know, the shot clock's winding down. I wouldn't call it a prayer shot, but it wasn't really a shot that the New York Knicks wanted maybe in that situation. Josh Hart puts up a huge three, balls on the line, and we get the lead back. And he played with so much heart. He played absolutely tremendous in this basketball game. He hurt his ankle. It looked like didn't matter. Stayed in the game, fought for 50-50 balls, competed his ass off on the defense side of the basketball. Yes, there were some moments that Donovan Mitchell cooked Josh Hart, cooked RJ, cooked Grimes, but he cooks everyone in this league. He cooks everyone. He finished with 38 points, and there were some possessions. I'm like, that's very good defense, but that's just a very difficult shot. The amount of elevation, how much ground he covers on his crossover is absolutely insane. And Donovan Mitchell was definitely one of the main reasons they're in this game, or the Cavs were in this game, but it came down to the surrounding pieces. The New York Knicks had more surrounding pieces that stepped up. Ironically, that it's just so funny because it's just so ironic because RJ didn't play well. Like, two starters didn't play well offensively. Well, I didn't think we got Grimes involved much, in my opinion. I thought he should have got more shots. He was short on 2 threes from beyond the arc. Thought he had some moments that he played very well defensively. But again, Donovan Mitchell hits very tough shots. RJ Barrett had 6 assists in this basketball game, but obviously that crucial turnover he had in that fourth quarter, which led to some momentum for the Cleveland Cavaliers to go on a run. He had 6 assists. Want him to rebound better, though. I feel like he has to have more than 4 rebounds. We know he's at his best when he's crashing the glass hard, but 7 points, 2 of 12 shooting, under double digits, unacceptable. When Brunson's kind of gonna, if he has a mediocre game, because obviously he's shown that he could step up in the playoffs, even in his Mavs days, take it on a Donovan Mitchell, ironically, when Donovan Mitchell was in the Utah Jazz uniform, but yeah, back when Brunson was a member of the Dallas Mavericks. What if they're having pedestrian games, Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson? They're going to need RJ to step up. Obviously, we have the bench, but we can't always count on the bench, especially in games that it may just be, I don't know, maybe they don't really have their mojo. We need RJ to play at a different level. I thought he played some solid defense on Darius Garland, but 3-point shot has to be there. But we knew with the rim protectors, those twin towers of Jared Allen and Mobley there, it wasn't going to be easy for RJ Barrett to score the basketball. He's not a 3-level scorer. He needs to become more versatile as an offensive player, but he straight up had to be better. He just straight up had to be better on the offense side of the basketball. He had quickly that I thought was a little out of control. Was rushing some shots, thought he was pressing, but you can credit the Cavs defense as well. But it was pretty much the bench, and it was they just completely outscored the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we knew Donovan Mitchell was going to want to get so many opportunities with the basketball, so we had to limit those opportunities for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the New York Knicks were plus 20 on the glass. You had Hartenstein that got a couple offensive rebounds. Josh Hart, second chance opportunities, tip-ins or putbacks, drove strong to the basket. Randle, very nice play, found Josh Hart cutting back door for a lay-in. But yeah, Josh Hart played his ass off. He finished with 10 rebounds. You had Hartenstein, I believe that had 8 rebounds. Randle, double digits in rebounds with 10. We just fought our asses off on defense, and they may have the size. They have those 7-footers of Mobley and Jared Allen, but it came down to who was more physical, who wanted it more, and the New York Knicks wanted it more. And credit to Randle, just bum ankle, plays very well in the first half. I believe he had 14 points in that first half. He had some difficult shots from mid-range, knocked down a couple threes. He took advantage of Dean Wade at times, took advantage of the lack of versatility and depth when it came to that department for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Had a very nice, strong drive to the basket. Had some nice facilitating plays, and I thought he was just extremely physical with Mobley throughout this game. I believe Mobley finished 4 for 13, wasn't even in double digits. First playoff series, struggled with that hook shot, rushed his offense, and he's just not known as an offensive player. He definitely has to make when it comes to that part of his game, but we know he's a versatile defensive player. That's why I respect Mobley. But yeah, the Knicks were the more physical team. They were just tremendous when it came to the board. So when you take Mobley out of it, not even scoring in double digits, Jared Allen had more points than him. He was in double digits. Jared Allen had some massive plays when it came to the interior. Mitch definitely did struggle with his physicality at times. Mitch also had some solid plays when it came to the offensive boards, giving us those second chance opportunities. Like, we just thrive. That's why our offense was at such a top level this regular season, not just because we have a near 20 point per game score on RJ in the regular season. Brunson averaged 24, Randle averaged 25. It's because we give our offense more second chance opportunities to knock down threes, finish in the interior. And the New York Knicks played like the regular season Knicks. It's not always going to be pretty, but they find ways to grind it out because they have their bench that steps up. Randle that steps up. Brunson, 3 fouls in the first half. He's able to overcome that. Didn't play the final 9 minutes of that second quarter. And I thought one foul was just absolutely atrocious. I didn't understand how they called that. But this dude's able to overcome adversity. You know, Donovan Mitchell's going off the first quarter, just like kind of ugly. Not going to lie, Randall was cooking, but eventually when he was taken out and Brunson got in foul trouble and Mitchell was out, it was just a really grinded out game. But yeah, Mitchell was just absolutely cooking in the second quarter. But shout out to Randall for producing. Shout out to Josh Hartenstein, really fighting hard on the glass. I thought his interior defense was just absolutely awesome. This was just a grinded out, awesome basketball game by our New York Knicks. But when we were up 5 at halftime, you know, just clinging on to a lead, you know, neither of these teams are shooting well from beyond the arc. It came down to who's going to help Donovan Mitchell. Darius Garland, I thought he should have been more aggressive, or Mitchell should have been more of a leader, and he's like, take over, kid. Like, help me out here. This is Darius Garland's first playoffs because he was in the play-in, but he had 17 points. It wasn't crazy bad efficiency. He was 7-12 from the field. Thought he should have took more shots. If I was a Cavs fan, I'd be pretty pissed off about that, honestly. But you wanted him to be more aggressive. We're allowing Okoro to shoot threes. I'm like, all right, shoot it. I'm okay with that. And Okoro played some tough defense on Brunson. Credit to him when it came to that, when Brunson was out there on the floor in the first half. But yeah, Ricky Rubio was out there. Didn't seem that long. Didn't really do anything. Dean Wade. LeVert, I said, could tilt this series. How does LeVert play? He could have a game that he's freaking near like 9. He's a 9 of 11 from the field, and he could have games he's 1 for 11. He was atrocious. He was 1 of 7. Only had 3 points. I believe it was a 3-point play. Their bench didn't produce. Cedi Osman hit a couple threes, had that lane at the end, but you needed more around Donovan Mitchell, to be completely honest. You needed a better offensive player. You needed more offensively from Mobley. You needed more from a Darius Garland. Okoro is not known as a scorer, so the Knicks bench just completely outweighed some of their starters, which is freaking insane. The rebounding and all that. The game usually slows down in the playoffs, but there was moments that it's like Josh Hart's pushing it, Quickly's pushing it. Like, we don't care with the second unit. I don't care that it's supposed to be a half-court game. We're going to throw it ahead to Obi. He's going to throw down a dunk, and obviously needs to work on his defense, but he hit a very nice 3 in the corner as well to build upon a lead for the New York Knicks. So I appreciate how hard he played out there on the floor. This team just played with tremendous heart. It was amazing. Brunson just flipped a switch in the third quarter, fourth quarter, but we can credit JB Bickerstaff. He did a freaking terrible job coaching. You know, Okoro, he has really kind of locked down Brunson in games that Brunson's played the Cleveland Cavaliers, except the last game because Okoro did not play. But Cedi Osman on Brunson, I'm like, okay, I could live with that. And he just went to work on him, mid-range, crazy 3 from the outside. Brunson's crazy clutch, by the way. This dude is worth every penny. He went from a potential overpay to maybe the most underpaid player in this league. The way he could score at the basket, mid-range, outside. He's so freaking cold. This dude is insane. Only 29 minutes, 27 points. He's just not afraid of the big moment. He is truly built for New York. His father playing for New York, knows how to deal with the media. Class act, humble. But when he's out there on the floor, he is not humble. He's looking to freaking kill you. And that's what he did. His bag is insane. Shout out to Jalen Brunson. Just freaking clutch. You had Randle that set the tone. You had the bench that came in, played freaking tremendous. And then Brunson's the closer. And Donovan Mitchell got his shots. He hit big-time shots. But again, it came down to the surrounding pieces. It came down to the Knicks getting second chance opportunities. It truly came down to that. Randall struggled in the second half. By the way, our transition offense has to be way better. The turnovers was atrocious. We had 16 turnovers in this game, but the bench was way better. The rebounding way better. 3-point shooting was not good, but we got those second chance opportunities. But Randall did hit a 3 in the fourth quarter. Give him credit there. RJ hit a 3 in the second half despite really struggling throughout this game. Would like to see Grimes more involved when it comes to game 2 of this series. But yeah, shout out to Brunson. Just absolutely tremendous. But like I mentioned, when that run the Cavs were going on, Knicks responded. Jared Allen gave them that 2-point lead. Josh Hart 3. Playing on a bum ankle does not matter. Hopefully he's good for game 2. Tibbs doesn't care. He's like, fucking play his playoffs. But just fighting for 50-50 balls. Isaiah Hartenstein playing his absolute ass off. Just protecting the rim, being disciplined as well. That's what I absolutely loved. Loved the rebounding from him. And he got us a key rebound when we were only up a few. There's still, I believe, a couple minutes left, or at least a minute left in the fourth quarter. He's able to tap it out. Brunson's able to get a lane, and we're able to get a little more of a cushion offensively. Obviously, Mitchell goes on to respond. Jared Allen, I remember on a play, Jared Allen went on to respond with a dunk. So we're only up 2 points in this moment, and this pretty much sealed the game. When there was 30 seconds left, we end up running out the clock a little bit, and the shot clock was winding down, and we ended up settling for a shot. But then Randall was able to get this huge offensive rebound, was able to give it out to Grimes, and the clock was just winding down. There wasn't much time left on the clock. I believe there ended up being 4 seconds at that moment. Grimes gets the basketball, barely shot all game, set to the free throw line, Knicks up 2, knocks down both free throws, up 4. Cavs, no timeouts, down the floor. Mitchell had to throw up a prayer and didn't draw a foul, didn't knock down a 3. Knicks win. Knicks better on the boards, bench better. Just team play their ass off. They out-hustled the Cavs, and just what a win on the road. 101-97, Knicks up 1-0. We haven't won our first game in a playoff series in like such a long time. I'm just freaking pumped up. I'm just proud of Randall's physicality, just the heart he played with. Brunson's just freaking assassin. This dude's just not scared. But again, thank you, JB Bickerstaff, for putting Sadie Osman on him. Let's fucking go Knicks, baby.